We're going to be doing the dumbbell overhead press. We're going to start the exercise by ensuring our 5 points of contact. Feet flat on the floor, hips, low back, thoracic back, shoulders, and head all in contact with the bench. We want to maintain this positioning throughout the exercise. We're going to begin the exercise by pressing the arms overhead, working through the concentric contraction. You're going to bring the dumbbells up overhead and slightly towards each other. At this point, you want to ensure that the wrists are stiff and the arms are perpendicular to the floor. You can work the dumbbells up towards each other, but we do not want them clanging together. At this point, you want to ensure that you have the 5 points of contact. No arching of the low back. We don't want any raising of the hips, or we don't want any pushing through the legs to help bring the dumbbells up. Finally, we want the wrists, shoulders, and the hands all within the same vertical line. At this point of the exercise, we are now going to work down into the eccentric portion of the movement. This is achieved by slowly lowering the dumbbells in a controlled manner. We're going to work through the movement to ensure that the dumbbells move down at the same rate as they move closer and closer to the starting position. When they move down back to the starting position, the arms are going to be perpendicular to the floor and the wrists are stiff. We're going to bring the dumbbells back to the starting position. At this point, we do not want to bounce the dumbbells off the shoulders or shrug the shoulders to meet the dumbbells. We're going to maintain the 5 points of contact, feet flat on the floor, hips, low back, thoracic back, shoulders, and head all in contact with the bench. I'll do a couple reps for you right now. We're going to work up into the concentric contraction, working to engage the core through the exercise, and back down into the eccentric contraction. We're going to work in a slow, controlled manner, ensuring that the dumbbells are working at the same rate. We're going to maintain the position of the head onto the bench as to not strain the neck. And as the exercise is completed, the spotter would help bring the dumbbells back down towards the starting position, and the client can bring the dumbbells back to the thighs. At this point, the lifter could pass off the dumbbells to the spotter to ensure that proper and safe technique is being sustained throughout the exercise. When the trainer and client are ready to begin the exercise, the trainer will work to pass off the dumbbells by placing them upon the thigh of the lifter. There you go, you got it?
I got her.
There.
Okay.
The client is going to remain seated until the trainer has positioned themselves behind them. We're going to get you to come sit back up on the bench, and when the lifter signals he's ready, you'll help them lift to extend the elbows overhead. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead. Alright. The trainer is going to assist with the load by stabilizing the weakest joint of the wrist, and they'll work through the full range of motion. The trainer wants to ensure that they are following with the wrist, go ahead, throughout the whole movement or range of motion, never touching the wrist, but only following in case assistance is needed throughout the exercise and fatigue sets in. Before the exercise begins, the trainer wants to ensure that the client is maintaining the 5 points of contact, feet flat on the floor, hips and low back contacting the lower portion of the bench, the shoulders and scapulas retracted, contacting the upper portion of the bench, and finally that the head remains in contact with the top portion of the bench. The trainer wants to ensure that the client does not create a low back arch and that the hips and low back are keeping in contact with the back support. The trainer wants to ensure that the hips remain in contact with the bench and there's no pushing through the legs to help with the full range of motion. Finally, the trainer also wants to ensure that the head remains in contact with the bench to not strain the neck muscle as the exercise progresses. If the trainer observes any shoulder shrugging or that the elbows are not working through the full range of motion to extend, the trainer can either verbally or proprioceptively cue the client through the duration of the exercise. So we're going to get Adam to do a few reps for me. So we're going to get you to lift up overhead, fully extend the elbows, and we're going to get you to work through a few reps, okay?
All right.
Go ahead. Reach the core. Awesome job.